Hello, mathematicians. Today, during math, we're going to start out with a problem string that helps us use some efficient multiplication strategies. And then we're going to be doing some more work with volume around Brad's baseballs. So starting out with our problem string, you'll see I have the problem here 4 times 3. And we know that we can represent multiplication using an array. And I know just from my facts that 4 times 3 is 12. Then I move to a problem 4 times 6. And again, I know I can represent that in this array. And one of the things that I am actually noticing on here is that this array here, it's almost like it doubled. And the reason it doubled is because this factor right here, the 4 stayed the same, but when I look across, the 3 doubled. My answer is 24. And I notice that that is double the product of my previous answer. 12 doubled to 24. You are going to continue this pattern by solving 8 times 6, 4 times 12, 2 times 24, and then 1 times 48. And you're going to be talking about the pattern you notice with all of these problems. And you can talk about the pattern with these arrays, or you can talk about it with the factors or with your answers. So let's move into Brad's baseballs. So one of the things I kind of want to review with you is that dimension. What is dimension? And you might remember that we talked about 3 dimensions for volume. There's the length, there's the width, and there's the height. If I'm looking at a flat base and just trying to find the area, that would just be length times width. So length, width, or height of a figure, that's what dimensions are. And a rectangular prism are the only things that we've been finding the volume of so far. And that's important to note because finding the volume of these is different than, say, a cylinder or another 3D figure. Ooh. So a 3-dimensional shape is a rectangular prism where all 6 of its sides are rectangles. And you might notice this one here's a square. Well, a square is a rectangle. So all of these are rectangular prisms. You might remember the challenge that I gave you, which says that you had to find all the different ways that we could box 12 baseballs. And I put on here every single combination we can possibly do. So you'll notice that one of them is if I have a length of 1, a width of 12, and a height of 1, this is a 1 by 12 by 1. I also had a 2 by 6 by 1. I also had a 3 by 4 by 1. Those are the only 3 one-layer boxes that I could make. Then we started talking about 2-layer boxes. And our first 2-layer box, we could do a 2 by 3 by 2. I could also do a 1 by 6 by 2 layers. And then those were our 2-layer ones. And then we looked at our 3-layer ones. So our 3-layer ones, then you might have noticed if you got to this point that we could do our 2 3-layer ones. Notice they are 3 layers tall. So I have a 2 by 2 by 3, and I have a 1 by 4 by 3. We have a 6 one, which was a 1 by 2 by 6 layers. And then, of course, we can make this really tall one, which is a 1 by 1 by 12. Your job today is to do that same process, but with 24 cubes. And your teacher is going to talk you through your groups and what layer you're assigned.